And alas, we are here. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Takedown Troupe, your weekly TNA wrestling post show here at BC WrestlePod. Um, yeah, I'm not gonna mince words. This is gonna be an episode faux show. But of course, my name is Mikey. I am El Jefe of BC WrestlePod, running the ones and twos as well as the three, fours, five, and sixes. I do a lot of things here. And joining me this
Oh,
evening,
you
yeah,
wouldn't go for the full 6-7 joke? Come on, man. It was right there.
listen, it has been a week. I love what I do. At the same time, I was just like, let's just say that I'm gonna enjoy the next 48 hours of not thinking about that. Well, who knows? With everything going on this weekend in terms of wrestling, who knows? I might find something to like and something that I'm about to yell at. Like this episode. No, just kidding. But joining me this evening, of course, is Radio Free Will, the good homie, the friendo, the man with the plan. Kind of.
Wait, I'm supposed to have a plan? Shit.
Damn. Okay.
Hold
You
on,
were
it's
some
right here somewhere.
You failed your homework assignment. No, just kidding. No, but the two of us, listen, if you've seen any other episode of TNA when it's just us two, then you already know what to expect. It's about to go down. We're gonna laugh. Probably gonna cry a little bit. We're gonna yell at things, but it's gonna be a good time all through and through. And I'm excited because this is a good way to start my weekend. But let's get into before we get into the episode really quickly, to kind of go over the housekeeping of it, if you will. I'm not going to spend too much on it. Whether you're new or you've been with us for a while, YouTube, Twitch, and Kick is where you can find us, or the social media sites at BC WrestlePod, where you can find the report cards, the previews of the TV shows, prediction forms, which I sent one out to some friends of mine because Elimination Chamber is tomorrow. And I'm like, good God, we're about to watch the world burn, and it's
So
going to be so glorious.
so I will admit I haven't seen the haven't been keeping up with like the other episodes of this podcast. But what are the predictions of the mystery box so far?
Okay, so just including our group, because the internet also seems to be on two sides. On the one hand, people are like, it's Jericho, and I'm like, I swear to God, if it's Jericho, I'm turning off my television.
Yeah.
I was like, nope. The other half of the internet, and most of us are saying, is probably Danhausen.
I've made my stance on Danhausen and WWE very clear over the last few weeks, last month or so. My big problem with it is that like no payoff for the mystery box is gonna pay off satisfactorily. They've dragged it out too long. If they had done this for a week, maybe. But doing this for like the month that they've been doing it,
It's
it's way
annoying.
too long. It's the gobbledygooker 2.0. You know,
God,
it's
and we all know how that went.
Yep.
But yeah, so I'm hoping it's Danhausen, because if it's Jericho, I'm turning off my TV screen.
Yep.
And I'm like, gosh. Anyways, but
No,
yeah,
see,
so
what they need to do though is they need to like have it all build up and then open it and it's empty. And there's like, wait, we've been carrying around this open box. But then like as they sort of pan back, there's Danhausen standing there looking into the box, like, yes, that seems a bit overblown.
now if that's how they do it, I am okay with that. But yeah, so it is interesting. We have merch, bcwrestlepodshop.fourthwall.com, and we pay for a lot of streaming services. Coffee Bot is the way to go if you want to help us, pay for all of these, but no pressure because times are tough out here. Damn it, Nick. You better be on your best behavior tonight, because every time you come into this chat, you always throw us off, and I love you for it. Danhausen. I swear to God, it better be Danhausen tomorrow night, because I'm gonna be very upset.
I mean,
And
everybody's been talking about how the Vision has been kind of cursed lately.
so I mean, we're talking about TNA, but like I said the exact same thing on Money. I'm like, good God, how is? And here's the funny thing, right? With all of that, is that Seth is out. Bronson Reed just got hurt this past Monday.
oh,
Freaking Braun Breaker is out. And I'm just like, how in the hell has the injury bug, not hit the incarnate, a handsome Squidward himself, Logan Paul? I'm like, how the hell has he missed it?
And see, that's how they got to book. If it is Danhausen, that's how they got to book him. Put him, basically make Danhausen to the Vision what R-Truth was to the Judgment Day.
Yes. Okay, I'm here for this. Sold. That is how we're gonna get this. I gave you 2 solid compliments before craziness, so that's a win for you. Yes, I will take this win. I hate you, Nick, but I'll see you tomorrow. Alrighty, so let's get this show on the road because we have little to discuss in actuality, but a lot of just
we have a
ripping
whole lot of nothing to talk about.
a whole lot of nothing, which is honestly how I felt last week watching the episode. I'm like, damn.
Like,
Oh, Nick loves your idea, by the way, with downhousing in the Vision.
I think that's the way to do it. That like some wrestling company hire me because my day job sucks and I can write better than. I mean, okay, maybe not AEW. AEW is still kind of smashing it, but like, and I'm not sure I'd want to get paid by WWE. That's an ethical quandary. Don't get me wrong, it's big bucks, but I also have morals. Curse them into injuries, actually. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's right there.
No,
it
listen,
writes itself.
right. I am not a person. Touche to you, William.
But to segue into the show that we're going to talk about, TNA, hire me. I can write you some stuff,
guys. Seriously, and I would fully support and be adding Will all the time. Like, hey man, how's it going? Like, what do you got?
All right. However, I do want to say for the record, one of the things, like, I actually felt bad for the people in the ring on this particular episode. Not only because, like, do they not really have much to do? This crowd.
Oh my gosh, I'm so glad you said that because I was ready to fight this crowd through my screen.
This crowd, like, and once again, like, honestly, I can't, like, on one hand, I can't blame them because, they paid good money for a ticket. They want to be entertained. And when the first half of the show gives them fuck all, and when they get to the Steve Macklin bit and they're actively trying to, like, get into their heads, it's like I can't blame them for being angry about it or, like, being so bored that they're gonna do the whole kids acting up in class thing.
I'm like,
but like on the other hand, I'm a performer. Like, have a little respect for what's happening in front of you. Like,
sorry, I'm like watching my friend Nick just continue to derail this chat. I'm like, God damn it.
hey, that's what the chat is for. It's,
No, that is very so. Hashtag Tank Talk Troupe.
I was gonna say, sun's out, guns. Oh wait, no, this is New England. The sun isn't out. Shit.
Not yet, anyways. Meanwhile, over here in California, like Mother Nature decided to flip on a dime and go from, it's like 70 degrees. Like, bitch, it's 102 today. Fuck you.
Yep.
Like, why? Anyways, yeah, I was ready to fight this crowd. I was like, listen, I understand because this was not a fun show to get through. And I do feel bad for the talent in the ring. It had its moments. But this crowd, I wanted to fight you. I was just like, I don't know who's worse. You for this episode, or I'm still mad at Atlanta, Georgia for an NXT pay-per-view where I was like, y'all are just horrible. It's crazy. Assuming you two won the War Games versus the Sun match. LOL, love you both. Love you too, Nick. Oh man, I can't wait for the chaos that is tomorrow. For reals. All right, let's just jump into it because we've been vamping for a while. So let's just run into it. TNA, I have beef with you because how is it that I was able to find all the other match cards in landscape except for this one? You did not provide the landscape version of this one. But honestly, this is how it deserves on this, right? Honestly.
This boggled my mind watching it. This is the opener. This is the opener
I'm just like
the heavyweight champion
th-
and the X Division champion in a tag team match, which we've already seen them in way too many tag team matches already. Just pull the fucking trigger on option C. Versus the Call Your Shot Gauntlet winner and the worst thing about this program.
right. Nick's like, this made me turn off TV.
Yeah. It's like how like it's the funniest thing because like when this is the opener, you expect it's either going to end in a no contest and it will sort of like the brawl that expands from like it ends in a schmoz and schmoz. You know what I mean? It ends in just the chaos.
Right.
And it sort of spills over into the backstage. So you have these, the pre-tape backstage brawls happening throughout the rest of the thing, or like they're hiding from each other and you build the story out throughout the entire episode. Either that, or this is your opener. And the reason this is your opener is the rest of the show is a fucking banger. And that was neither of these,
I was just like, I don't understand where we were going because let's put it in perspective, right? So TNA has told us that.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was like, TNA has already announced that Nick Nemeth is getting a shot at Leon Slater's X Division Championship like 2 weeks ago before this match even aired. But then on the flip side of it, you have Eric Young running around with his Call Your Shot briefcase, also with a shot at the X Division Championship. And from last week, that promo we got from him, I was like, oh, okay, we're probably building to Sacrifice. What are we doing? I was just like, what are we doing?
So here's what I'm thinking. This is one of those there were some seeds of storytelling in here. However, and once again, you have to. There were some kernels of corn in this crap. Okay,
right.
Because here's the thing: you had Frankie Kazarian at the announce desk for this one, and he's bigging up Leon Slater. Pair that with the whole option C thing dangling over his head. Here's what I'm thinking. This is going to be my learning curve prediction. This is what's going to happen in the future with this. Mm-hmm. I think we're going to get a Leon Slater heel turn. And he is going to pull option C. He's going to do option C, give up the X Division title for a shot at Mike Santana's heavyweight title.
Mm-hmm.
Because we also saw that in this match, because when Mike Santana was distracted by Eric Young, which caused Leon to lose, this is going to be one of those things of like, what the hell? I thought you had my back. It's like, I did have your back. I was trying to defend you from this other guy. Yeah, but I still lost. So what the fuck? So it's going to be that kind of. There's going to be the tension is going to build between Mike Santana and Leon Slater to the point where I think we are going to get, even if it's not like a full heel turn, it's one of those things like, all right, fine, fuck you, option C. But in order for him to pull option C, he's going to need to still be the X Division champion. So we're going to get a Leon Slater heel turn. He pulls option C, and you said Nick Nemeth has a shot at the X Division title coming up
next week.
Okay. Oh, if it's just next week, then it's probably not going to be that soon. Because I was going to say, because the other thing is, if he gives up the X Division title and it's vacant, that could put Nick Nemeth versus Eric Young for the X Division title.
Mm-hmm. Which would be really cool. Unfortunately, I feel like TNA is not going to do that.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that it would be a really interesting story, which means no, that's never going to happen.
Like, darn it, TNA, I swear. Pay this man over here or hire him for these ideas. Please do. And also, can I come along with him? You know what? Just take the whole Takedown Troupe. I'm pretty sure we can all work something out. But yeah, the Nemeth end up
winning. And we're cheaper than Vince Russo.
For reals. Oh my gosh, I don't require a lot. But the Nevis win here by pinning Leon Slater. So of course that means Nick gets a shot next week, and Ryan Nemeth is just running around. Cool. Michael Santana is also busy with lots of other storylines in this episode, and we're gonna get
Yeah,
back to him. We're gonna get back to him in a little bit because right now, I mean, this was just really to hype up the main event
right.
because, but still, I was just like,
You
I
mean
kind
the main event? You mean the same main event that we've had for like the last 3 fucking weeks?
yeah, I was like, how many 8-man tags are we gonna have? Like, what are
God.
we doing? I'm getting tired of it. I was just like, gosh. Anyways, I did like the still. I was like, I'm very proud of myself with the still shot. I was like, this kind of goes hard. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, yeah.
But they're talking about how they.
This
They're,
still is very much like Dutch. We have to talk to you about your porn addiction or something like that.
this
It's
is an intervention.
yeah.
This really is an intervention. Like Gia is just like, I don't know how much I could. This is literally, she's like the significant other, the sister, or whatever you want to put her in the role as. But it's like, Dutch, we gotta talk about this. Like, it's hurting everyone.
And Vince is like, brother, we're supposed to be in this. We're in this together, and like, and I'm here for you. But this has to stop. It's yeah.
So we're gonna talk about the quote unquote main event at the end because I rolled my eyes and I was like, yeah, all right, if we host. Okay, this match kind of was pretty good. I
It was pretty
liked
good.
this one.
I like.
I'm
I'm psyched that Danny Luna is back.
Thank God.
Yeah, that's it was I was getting a little annoyed at the crowd because they kept trying they tried to get a chant going for Lei Ying Lee, and it just wasn't really clicking. And there's
I
also
was
part of me
like,
like, what, like, why are you chanting for her? Danny's the one doing all the work. It's
essentially, this is how I imagine their championship match would have gone, anyways, had Danny got the shot at it at Genesis.
yeah.
But unfortunately, now we have to deal with Ariana Grace as champion, which I listen. I already said my piece on it when I reviewed when I broke down No Surrender last week. So I was like, I got it all out of my system, but I'm still angry and bitter about it. But since you weren't here, because it is relevant, because we are talking about Danny Luna, who was supposed
Yep.
to get that shot at Genesis, which now, with her being gone for the last month due to visa issues, put us in this situation. So Will, if you would like to say your piece on the whole situation, now it is time. And now it is time for Will's Corner, where he is going to talk about the things that make him annoyed.
Oh, you mean the NXT Knockouts champion?
Yeah, totally. Go for it.
Yeah, the NXT Knockouts champion. That's what it is. Because like, why bother putting it on anyone in your own company when you could just spend your time filleting Triple H in the name of trying to knock down, like, it's they're like this we're gonna get into tinfoil hat territory here, because like, honestly, I feel like WWE working with TNA but refusing to support TNA is like, it's putting TNA back on the market, so people like who are WWE fans like, oh hey, TNA is still a thing, let's go watch TNA. Wow, this sucks. Every other wrestling company, every other wrestling promotion must also suck. So we better just stick with WWE. Meanwhile, AEW is fucking killing it in everything they do. So it's a weird psychological thing of that is specifically designed to instill more brand loyalty to WWE.
Mm-hmm.
And it's insidious, and it's it's insidious because WWE kind of sucks right now too. But
Oh, no, sorry. I was like, oh my goodness, you have no idea.
it,
If you could only see the text threads I have with some new podcasting friends that we have, our Monday night raw text message thread that was Monday was, oh god, it was so bad. And I was just like,
That's
you didn't miss.
Paul Triple H, quote unquote. All right, we're like Paul Levesque. I know he's got Triple H as his nickname. You know what? I'm changing that. From now on, I'm going to refer to him as Paul. What the fuck is an undercard Levesque? You know, it's.
And you know what? Unfortunately, too, I'm like, Shawn Michaels, I'm also looking at you too, dude. I was just like, we need to get this together. I know some of your NXT stars got put over to the main roster, but I'm like, y'all, we do this every single time, Shawn Michaels. You should know by now.
So,
You got to find, you got to need people to step into the roles. Like, why are we spending? Oh God, it's so nice.
One of my favorite jokes about wrestling today is the idea that the Attitude Era won. Because look at it. You've got The Rock, who is the most electrifying man in sports entertainment by many people's standards.
Mm-hmm.
And sports and entertainment. Big movie star now, right? Stone Cold Steve Austin is living his best life driving ATVs around a ranch in Texas. D-Generation X took over the WWE and is running it into the ground.
Mm.
And Mick Foley is having a nice day.
For real.
The Attitude Era won. They got everything they wanted, including getting Vince McMahon out of the company. It's and once again, DX is running WWE between
main roster and NXT.
Between main roster and NXT, I can't help but imagine over in the locker room in AEW, Billy Gunn sitting there going like, "Wow, what a fucking trash fire." Anyway, boys, how you doing? All right, doing great. Beautiful. Keep up the good work.
I'm sure Billy Gunn has some skeletons in his closet.
Oh,
but like,
100%.
100%. But I fucks with him. I love Billy Gunn. I was just like, you rule.
Yep.
I'm not gonna lie, your Chris Van Fleet interview made me love you even more. Yep. I was like, he's just here to have a good time. I was like, you go, Billy Gunn, you jack the wrestling grandpa.
Well, it's like Billy Gunn and Sean Waltman are off in the corner, just like passing a joint between each other. They're going like, shit's fucked up, ain't it? Like, you're fucking right, brother.
I also love Sean.
Oh yeah. Oh, like I definitely appreciate Uncle X-Pac.
Uncle X-Pac is great. I got to see you wrestle with the Rascals at Rebellion last year, so I was just like, my night was a fun point of the show. Alrighty.
Yeah.
But back to this match. This is pretty solid. I was very, very, this was serviceable, and it got Danny Luna over. So I'm like, Danny Luna, I need you to fight Ariana Grace and beat a bitch up. Like, beat her down. There is no way that Ariana can ever beat Danny Luna, even with shenanigans.
Like, we need dog collar match number 2. Let's fucking go.
Like, put Ariana's prissy princess demeanor into it, and God, it was so
this
good.
Her thing. Make this her gimmick. Make this it's been so long since we've had a wrestler with a good gimmick to call their own. Mm-hmm. And like, I mean, yeah, you get a little bit of it in AEW with, Hangman and the Texas Death Match, but even then before that, the Texas Death Match was kind of a thing. And yeah, the dog collar match is a thing beforehand, but there hasn't been anyone that's made it their own.
Right.
Since it was invented, which this is without looking any details up. I have to imagine it was invented by Junkyard Dog, but
sounds about right, but we can look that up later.
Yeah.
But Danny Luna wins. This is a pretty good match, and I will say this was one of the highlights. And unfortunately, because it was towards the beginning of the show, I knew that the rest of the show was going to be a rough one.
Yeah.
So here's the thing, right? We talked about Mara Sade a little bit. Now, this was not on the episode. I had to dig through social media for this.
Okay, I was going to say, I'm like, Mara Sade, like, I do not remember her being on the show at all. Anyway,
I will say, I had a little bit of issues with Mara and Elena's promo battle last week because they took some weird pauses in some weird places. But I was just like, the potential for Mara Sade is there. And we kind of talked about Mara Sade's potential. Yeah. I was like, you know what? I'm not the biggest fan of this what we're building with for Mara and Elena at the beginning stages, but you know what? At least we're trying to get more knockout storylines going that don't revolve around the championship because Lord knows that we need them because we have a limited pool of knockouts right now.
Yeah.
So Mara Sade and Elena Black are gonna have a match, I think, next week. So they're gonna be fighting. So I'm like, you go,
Okay.
Mara Sade. So I'm here for this. This is fun. This felt so like, oh my god, I feel like I'm watching a music documentary. And I was just like,
I've
this is
said it.
Edwards. We know where this is going.
I've said it before, and I will say it again. If there is a contract signing segment in any wrestling thing that does not involve someone getting sent through the table, what's the point?
For reals. And then I looked at who was on the opposite end of the table. I was like, yeah, I could put Tommy Dreamer or Carlos Silva through the table because I'm not the
Yeah.
biggest fan of those two either.
Yeah. Well, and for Tommy, that's a Tuesday. You
I
know,
was like,
it's
that's a regular thing for Tomas
To-
over there.
Tommy rolls out of bed through a table.
Love that. So Moose convinces Alicia to to re-sign a contract with TNA and says that she can be the manager for him while they deal with all the system. Well, he deals with all the system business. I was like, I said it once before and I said it again. Moose, she gonna hit you with the kendo stick. But who knows? We might be dragging it out longer than I think. I was like, I feel that at Sacrifice, Mrs. Edwards is gonna hit him with the kendo stick. But it might be sooner or later. Who knows? I don't book this show. I should though, but they won't let me. Anywho,
Yeah.
moving on.
I
Yes.
like both of these guys, so I thought this was a great match.
Honestly,
Like
I kind of liked it because AJ played into Mance's temper, which caused the DQ, and I was just like, yes. And plus, we're gonna get more of this down the line. This was one of the bright spots for me.
I like I've said it before and I'll say it again. I know I'm in the minority when I say that I really like AJ Francis. But I like his character. I like what he does in the ring. He's a fun character. He's a fun wrestler. Is he going to be in my top 5 or top 10 of all time? Probably not. But but A, he's young. Maybe he'll grow into it. And B, he doesn't have to be. I like him right now. You know,
he understands the role that he's playing right now, and he does a damn good job at it.
Yeah, he understands the assignment. And on top of that, I am an old school sicko. You know, like I was an ECW fan back in the day. I'm an AEW fan now. The idea of hardcore, like weapon-based, kind of crazy wrestlers being relegated to the heel side of things is a stupid rule to me. So turning Mance Warner babyface is a great move. Like,
honestly,
I love seeing him, and I love seeing turning him babyface. It's basically, I feel like TNA is taking a cue from AEW by looking over at AEW and saying, like, okay, what are they doing right? And they're like, in some of the people that they're trying to push right now, with they're taking a look at, they look at someone like Chris Statlander and say, like, okay, who do we have that can do the Chris Statlander thing? Danny Luna. Okay, who do we have that can do the Mark Briscoe thing? Mance Warner. And have that kind of have that, the sickos, like something for the sickos to watch, and
I'm just excited to see the escalation of where we're gonna go with these two because it's gonna be great. Now, I'm not expecting it to be like levels of like what happened at Unbreakable, where we just saw Sam Callahan and Mance just bleed everywhere in a barbed wire death match, which that match was nuts. And I actually put it in my top 5 TNA matches of the year. But I was just like, I don't think we're ever going to see that amount of blood again because, TNA is trying to, be family friendly. But I was just like, hit him with the cinder block.
They have a TV contract now, so,
It is true.
Well, they have a TV contract, and I have to, well, hold on a second. Hold on. Because you say they're trying to go family friendly. They're on AMC.
That's also very true. So they probably
This
might
is
be able to get away with a little
this
more.
this I mean, like AMC, like as they keep talking about, the home of like kind of gritty dramas and like The Walking Dead and Breaking Bad and stuff like that. You could conceivably get
They can
into
get
that.
probably get a yeah, they could probably get away with it a little bit more now with on AMC. And
Yeah.
honestly, just have them fight. Like, let's do a Monsters Ball match. I know I keep saying bring it back, but like Monsters Ball match, if you don't want to see too much blood, but you want to see cinder blocks and chairs and all kinds of weaponry, Monster Ball is the way to go. So, can't. I'm actually looking forward to this feud. This was also one of the bright spots.
Yes, definitely.
Nicholas. Nicholas. Fantasy kills kids. Let's be honest. Hello, Nicholas. Oh,
If memory serves, this might be the last bright spot, I think.
you're probably right.
No, this was also a bright spot. This one was
Yes.
also a bright spot. Like,
Okay.
and maybe it's because in my mind the bar was pretty low because like I was never a huge Mickey James fan, and I was once again not watching TNA when she was a big deal in TNA. And it's and I've frequently, I mean, maybe not the weakest part of the Elegance brand, but like Ash is not my favorite part of the Elegance brand. But like I so in my like going into this, my bar was pretty low, but they cleared it impressively.
I think so too. And of course, on the other side of it with me, I've been following Mickey's career since the early days of WWE and the early days of TNA. And then,
Shout out to Trish Stratus.
yeah. Also, shout out to her and Lay Cool for all the nonsense that was the Piggy James storyline that they had to deal with.
Oh, Jesus.
God, they all went on record to be like, we hated it. We didn't want to do it. But you know what? We were trying to get TV time. But honestly, they are like, we all hated it. But I was back to Mickey James. I was watching it when she did come back 2 years ago, and where she had really great matches against the likes of Deonna Purrazzo, Jordan Grace, when Naomi was going by Trinity and she came over to TNA for a little bit too. And then unfortunately, injury made her vacate the title, which then gave us Deonna versus Jordan in an epic match. So I was really, really enjoying that. And I'm biased because Ash by Elegance, love her or hate her, she does her job very well. And also
Absolutely.
we here at BC Wrestle Pod are biased too because got a chance to talk with her and interview her, love her to death. So they can never make me hate you, Ash, unless it turns out that you are not great and you hate people. Then I'm gonna then we
Like at this point should have to go full MAGA to be like
yeah, honestly. And I was just like that at this point, yes. But you know what? I really enjoyed this. I think both of them cleared it. It definitely set everything up with Mickey being the babyface veteran, telling Ash like, "What happened? Do you have a ginormous ego?" And then Ash be like, "Well, yeah, I have a ginormous ego. And what are you gonna do about it?" And then they're like, "We're gonna fight." And then I actually really normally I don't like the Iceman. I don't like the concierge because you're annoying as hell. But I did like the Elegance brand, like quote unquote, kidnapping Mickey James's son in the back, like
yeah.
intimidating him, which forced her to run up the ramp. I was like, "Damn, girl, you running those heels? Get it, get it, get it!" And then she gets blindsided, and then that DDT she sold beautifully. I was like, I was like, "Ooh!" I was like, you know what? This was a feud I wasn't expecting, but honestly, if they continue to give us stuff like this, I'm here for it.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's I no other notes that this was like I was impressed by
Right.
all parties. And I also and maybe it is, because I'm a dad that like anytime you bring, one of the wrestlers' kids into it, it does make the angle hit a little bit harder.
Right.
But like the one like I always come back to when MJF was feuding with Bryan Danielson, and like he looked right into the camera and like called out Danielson's kids, and like that promo just
You're just like, all right, I'm gonna fight you too. Let's go.
It's like, but it's one of those things like because like it's the funniest thing about promos like that, like or angles like that, like when you try to take a shot at someone's kids, it is brilliantly effective in the moment,
Mhm.
but it also does a lot to tell you the caliber of worker that wrestler is, because that's not a promo or an angle that you can get away with unless you are the coolest person in the locker room. Like as soon as you get back to that locker room and like everybody's cool with you, you're just I don't know, that you're just like you are the most decent human being to work with,
Mhm.
because the fact that the other person let you call out their kids just proves like, yeah, no, you're a good person, and I can talk to my kids and let them know like, yeah, no, we're just doing this for a bit. They're really good. We'll see them at the barbecue this weekend and that kind of thing. So it's
Yeah.
it it's very effective.
Children of wrestlers and also siblings of wrestlers have had a lot of action this week because you had Mickey James's son be intimidated by the Elegance brand, and then Matthew and Nicholas's sibling last week, getting wrecked by FTR with the chatter machine.
Oh yeah.
Good golly gosh. But I'm actually looking forward to this feud. I really am. I was like,
Yeah.
if you continue to build it really well, and in ring, I'm not worried about it because at least because recently, and hopefully this means that Mickey is clear to go because she had to vacate the title due to injury 2 years ago. So I'm excited. This is fun, and I'm not gonna lie. I kind of hope this also pushes Al. Nah, I hope this pushes Ash to the next level of just being, now that she's also cleared, just make her the most annoying heel ever, and I'm here for
Yeah.
it. No, and then Nick said, I stopped watching after that. Have some decorum. I was like, I'm not gonna lie. After this, it was downhill from here for all of us. Poor,
And
poor
somebody
Jody.
yeah.
Jody Threat got jumped by Tessa and crew, and Daria yelling at Santino is basically how I summarized the segment, which is true. I was like, Jody's getting her match. What is it, next week? I think so. I'm like, I love you, Jody. You ain't gonna win, girl. I was
Yeah.
like, I love you, but you ain't gonna win. I kind of want you to win though, because Jody the versus Danny, former tag team partners fighting for the title, would kind of kick ass.
It
Not gonna lie.
it would, but honestly, the writing is on the wall. If Spitfire were the Rockers, Jody Threat would be Marty Jannetty.
That's very true. Love you, Jody, but
Yeah, like that's no hate to her. It's
no,
one of
but
those it's one of those things of like
right now I'm real. Danny, I feel like has all the parts right now to carry the knockouts division right
yeah.
now in this time and uncertainty. But Jody is really fun though. I do love her.
Yeah, absolutely.
And also, I can't be mad at her that her teacher is Josh Alexander, who, is also great. Anywho, moving on. You know what? I actually really like this match too. I was like, Jada, I'm excited to see more of.
Yeah.
And I am excited to see Tasha actually wrestle again because that's been my biggest complaint with Tasha so far. I was like, when is she going to wrestle more?
Mhm.
So
Yeah, in hindsight, this episode was surprisingly was very good for the knockouts division, actually.
I was gonna say that, and I think I put that in my report cards, or one of the posts for the report card, is that the knockouts really did a lot of the heavy lifting this episode.
Yeah.
And so this was a really solid match. It was just like, thank God, because like we were scrambling with the knockouts division for the last couple of months with people leaving and like visa issues kind of throwing wrenches in plans. So it's nice to see that we're also utilizing some of our newly signed knockouts like Jada to appear on TV more. And now
Yeah.
she has an actual feud with Tasha, and she got beef with Order 4. So I'm here for it all. And this is a really fun match. And Jada gets one over on Tasha before Order 4 beats her up.
Yeah.
So, but this was a pretty good match. I really enjoyed this. And I was just like, you know what, TNA? I wonder. I'm mostly gonna rip you apart this episode, but I have you give you credit where credit is due. The knockouts really did the heavy lifting this episode,
Yep.
and we appreciate it because we love women's wrestling. This picture of Steve Macklin, though, I cannot. I was like, Macklin, I was just like, you lockjaw motherfucker. I can never unsee it.
Like Steve Macklin's over here like, I need to make sure that the world knows that I'm in the same chin game as Bruce Campbell and Jay Leno.
Lord help us, and I cannot. But we hear from Steve Macklin. So Steven over here is in the ring with Tom. And Tom is kind of like, you know what? He's kind of reaming Steve Macklin. He's like, listen, we all make mistakes, but we have to hold ourselves accountable. Like, you have done some crazy ass shit over the last couple of weeks. I don't understand what you're doing. I want to understand, but like, we need to get it together. And then Steve Macklin just punches the shit out of Tom.
This is also the promo where like the crowd was over it.
And like, damn.
And I think, and it's the funniest thing, because like we were just saying that how like the knockouts had really good matches this thing. And this just proves how awful this crowd was. Because like the crowd was silent for so much of this episode.
Mm-hmm.
Like just not giving anything. And did they just not sell enough tickets? Is it a smaller venue in general? Like what the fuck? And now, and we get to this point where it's like the baby face had to call off the dogs, over like, because it was getting to the point like, well, and it's funny because the crowd starts the wrap it up chant, and it's like, guys,
damn,
the call is coming from inside the house.
For real. So I was like,
what are your chants are the ones derailing the promo and making it take longer.
I was like, please shut up so we can get through this.
Yeah.
And then on the way out, Matthew Raywald gets pushed for his efforts as well because he yells at Macklin. And I was just like, now I know we have said that we wanted a more heel Steve Macklin because it would be interesting. I'm not vibing with what we're getting so far, but you know what? And also, this is where I bring this point in. Michael Santana, we have you like in 4 different storylines right now. You are all over the map, my guy.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I know Mike and Steve Macklin are gonna be fighting at some capacity. In my humble opinion, if it's not Leon Slater, Macklin and Santana is the Rebellion match for that Big 4 pay-per-view in April for Rebellion. But I'm just like, we got to get through Sacrifice and the rest and like a good chunk of April to get to Rebellion, or at least the first 2 weeks of April. So who knows? But yeah, Tom Hannafin gets punched in the gut, and Macklin looking at the camera is me. He's just like, I'm over everything in this crowd right now. I'm like, me too, Steve. Me too. Alrighty, let's keep going because damn, we got to the main event, and I was just like, I don't care. I'm tired of these 8-man matches. I'm sick of it. I was like, this is what it's gonna be leading into Sacrifice.
Well,
I'm just like, good God.
And let's be fair. I've made my opinion of the Hardys in their current form very clear. It's time to hang up the boots, guys. I know you're probably going for one last run, or you're going to go till the wheels fall off. Well, let me tell you, those wheels are held on by a single lug nut right now. But the Hardys, what's even worse right now is, and I appreciate TNA trying to do something different with the Righteous. Because the thing with the Righteous is that, like, their gimmick screams heel. And they're experimenting a little bit, trying to turn them babyface. A noble effort. This was not the way to do it. Because regardless of, obviously, the Hardys work well together. Matt and Jeff, they've been together since birth. You know, they're brothers. They grew up together doing this shit to each other in their backyards, right? And the Righteous have really good work well together themselves. The Hardys and the Righteous have zero chemistry.
I was like, we saw that at freaking Genesis, man.
Yeah. It's like they do not work together. Like, they work as adversaries, they work as foes, going against each other. 100%. Do that. We like that. And especially given the fact that the Hardys don't really seem to have any, competition for their tag team titles right now. We need more tag teams.
Mm-hmm.
So having the Righteous here as perennial foes is great. And like, even the idea of putting them with the Hardys right now feels like talk about a sword of Damocles.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, guys, we know where this is going. You are screaming they are going to betray the Hardys.
Mm-hmm. We know that's where it's going to.
Yeah, it's like it's leading right to like, you let us down and we are going to turn on you.
Like, I was just which is fine and everything. Just make it interesting, and it's not.
Yeah, no, that's the long and the short of it. Like, and oh my god, like, I thought the system was boring before.
They are giving me frat energy, and I cannot.
Like, a roster shakeup couldn't save this. It's half of the team is entirely different, and they're still boring as fuck.
I was just like, I liked it when Bear was by himself, not part of this faction. Like, when he fought Frankie for the title, I was like, give me that.
Yeah.
And Cedric, I love you. I will always love you, but this ain't it, dog. This ain't it for me. I was like, this is not doing anything.
You know what? Let this. Hey, you know what I was just saying? Remember what I was just saying about we need more tag teams? Let the system be a tag team.
Seriously.
Like, let it just be Eddie Edwards and the other guy whose name I'm
Brian Myers.
Brian Myers, thank you. Let it just be Eddie Edwards and Brian Myers. Because we need more tag teams. We need way fewer factions right now. Like, you guys are TNA's scrambling with their roster right now because, like, they've had so many people leave and they've got so many people just looking at the door. Like, Leon Slater has his parachute on and he is standing at the doorway of the jet ready to skydive into WWE.
He's just like, I love y'all, but like, I am going to jump out this plane into WWE if it does, like, if we don't figure what we're doing.
Well, no, it's not even a what if. He's
eventually, yeah. When he's going to.
It's not an if, it's a when with him. And like, we need more single stars. We need more singles people. We need more tag teams. We don't need more factions. Or if you are going to be a faction, you need to be a dominant one.
Seriously.
And when I say dominant, like, credit where it's due. When you talk about like, WWE knows how to do dominant factions. Like, if you want the system to be the big time heel faction, you need to look at Evolution. You need to look at the Authority. You need to look at Ministry of Darkness. Maybe not with the whole occult gimmick, but at least with the whole, like, no, you are not going to stop us. Eat shit. Like, hell, like, or look at AEW, the Don Callis family. There's
like 20 of them.
Right. Like, or you look at the Don Callis family, or you look at any of the heel runs of the Elite. Like, when, like, I'm immediately reminded of, like, one of the best debuts in wrestling history, when Adam Cole and Bryan Danielson debuted on the same night in AEW, and it's already the Elite being dominant. Adam Cole debuts. He's like, Yeah, of course I'm joining the Elite. They're my best friends. It's like you got like you can't be this generic milquetoast, boring ass, bland, just assemblage of dudes. No, you need to get in there and remind everybody why you are the biggest, baddest monster team, untouchable. Okay, ready for this one? This is going to be the crushing comment. Order 4 is a more convincing dominant threat than the system.
You are so right. And that's what I was thinking too. I was just like, holy hell.
Trust the system. We're supposed to be this untouchable assemblage of guys. Like, we are the perfect puzzle pieces all fitting together. Like, no. Fucking Ali's goons are more convincing than you are.
They are. And if I'm being quite honest, if I'm thinking about it, I think Order 4 has a better track record too in terms of like wrestling as a group or wrestling in tags. Like, I think they have a better record than the system. But even still, I was just like, y'all, TNA, you are pushing the wrong faction to be your dominant faction.
Yeah.
Listen, I love Bear Bronson with all my heart, and that will never change. But Order 4 right now is more compelling to me,
Yeah,
and more believable as a dominant faction than the system currently is, and their fucking blue ass. I cannot with these blue fabric jackets. These are awful. I'm sorry.
Mustafa Ali should be the top heel of the company.
He needs to be. Holy crap, man. It was just like
100%.
Edward. I was like, Edward Edwards is not.
Yeah.
I was just like
Eddie Edwards. Eddie Edwards. Okay. I'm a little biased as a fellow Boston guy, but
down.
Eddie Edwards is not. He's not heel material, man.
That's fair.
Like he's a wife guy. Okay, his wife is part of the faction ostensibly, and like you're put the wife guy as a heel.
Oh man,
No,
Will, you are my favorite. I love that,
bro. Like you're like, I appreciate what you're trying to do. I really do, but like this, like that's what should have happened. You know how Order 4 was having it has just sort of finished up this comedy bit, basically in their feud with Elijah. Yeah, that should have been the system.
It really should have.
The system should have been the ones on the comic end of things, and it should have been Order 4
in this position,
basically taking over the company.
That really needs to. TNA, it's not too late to switch. It's not too late to pivot.
No. You know what? Okay, this is what would need to happen. And hold on. If I were writing TNA, I would have it come out that Daria Ray is a member of Order 4.
Yes, I would totally be down for that.
That she was put there. Like, I mean, she was hired by the TNA management, but sort of put in that position by Ali.
She's a plant. She's the mole.
Yeah.
She literally is the actual secret agent of this
group.
So
that it was basically done as a way to get Order 4 back to the top of the card and to a point where they are, like I said, they are better established to be that sort of evolution Don Callis family kind of Order 4, they even do the 4 thing. They are the new 4 make them the new 4 horsemen. You know, it
writes itself. And you get one of these.
I'm sure you could get Ric Flair to come and do a cameo and sort of give the sign off of the 4 thing. He'll do anything. I don't say that in endorsement of Ric Flair. I say that because he'll do anything for a paycheck.
It's right. Even go here.
Not Ric Flair. How about the other one of the other surviving one of the other few surviving four horsemen that would absolutely show up in a federation for a paycheck? Arn Anderson. He's
That's
still
very
around.
true. He's popping up in MLW a lot too. So I'm like,
Yeah.
why not? Right?
Yeah.
His kid is in MLW. Like, and we literally just saw his son like at the beginning of this year too. Like, so all that is more compelling than this main event was.
Yep.
The system when Moose tries to fight and gets beat down, Alicia Edwards comes out and they kind of back off. I was like, I smell a plot.
And that's almost the worst part about this match.
Yeah, I was like, I smell stunt and I hate it.
It was a stunt to continue the feud of Moose and the system.
Like, nobody cares.
Well,
like, and I know I don't care.
Well, and okay, it's not that I don't care about Moose versus the system. It's not the most compelling thing on TNA right now, but they're trying. Okay, what really ticks me off about that is they pretty much sacrificed their entire tag team division for the sake of this feud.
Mm-hmm. Let that sink in.
You have your two top tag teams, or maybe not, if not the top two of your top tag teams teaming up to face off against this faction just to have them lose so that you can continue that faction's storyline. Why not? You know what I would have rather seen? How about the Righteous versus the Great Hands for a shot at the tag team titles?
Right.
What about Sinner and Saint versus Sinner and Saint versus the Righteous? You know?
Not that they're like back in it now too.
Yeah.
Which I was like, thank God. I love Sinner and Saint.
Right. Like, hell, get a new damn tag team in here. I think Seriously. I just meant, like, honestly, those four, I think that's the entire division. Unless you count, like, pick two random members of the system.
Seriously.
Is it? Hold on. Yeah, Sinner and Saint.
Right now, the
Righteous, the Hardys, the Great Hands.
And then any form of the system.
Yeah, that's the entire tag team division.
Yeah, it's those five. How the fuck are we not doing more?
TNA. What the fuck? Like,
right? And on that note, we're just gonna go to the screen right here.
Oh, no. I know why their tag team division is in shambles like that, because they just lost the Rascals.
That's fair. Yes. And once again, just like NXT, if it fails them, TNA did diddly squat to build up any other teams to step into those roles.
Yep.
Anyways, this was an up and down episode. No Simon Miller, but I know we talked a lot of crap, but honestly, I enjoy these types of episodes, especially when it's just me and Will, because I get to watch him just go on, and it's great content for me. But no, it's good. It's good conversation too, because listen, yeah. I get made fun of a lot by our little group of 15 here at BC Wrestle Pod. They do it out of love. I don't want anyone to at them in the comments, because I'm like, they are my friends and we do it out of fun, because I also roast them too. But I know that TNA has its up and downs, and I will defend this company till the day I die. But goddamn, TNA, at least give me some ammunition to be like, no, you know what? Even though there's a lot of shit, there's some good in this. I need you to do more good, TNA. I was just like, you're making it really hard for me to want to keep defending you. I'm still going to defend you, but give me some ammunition here for you to succeed. Stop giving us ammunition where I'm like, yeah, this is not working for me either. And I love this company and will defend it, but this was crap.
Yeah.
But we'll still be back next Friday to talk about it.
What's all
I
the sweet
know.
stuff? I got Exalted next weekend.
That's awesome. How dare you? It's okay
uh,
though. I will substitute one will for another because Papa Oso will be back. He is
there you go.
finishing up his play. It is closing this Sunday, and so he will be back to it. And then I will be making him. He will be giving me lots of favors and doing all these shows. No, I'm just kidding. I so sidebar. This will on the screen right here isn't part of our big old group chat, and I'm kind of glad he isn't because I just sent out the finalized schedule for WrestleMania Hell Week, and I think I would scare him away for all the shit he would see that we are covering over that whole entire week. Because God Almighty, that whole week is going to be literally hell because of how much we cover. But hey, but you know what? If he wants to dip his toes in and experience what it's like for Hell Week, everyone earns their stripes at some point.
When is WrestleMania weekend again?
So WrestleMania Hell Week, I will tell you, is more information about this will be going out live as we get closer to it. But WrestleMania this year is the 18th and the 19th, so Saturday and Sunday of April. But Hell Week for us starts on Friday the 17th and it goes all the way to Thursday the 23rd because we do watch-alongs and we do post shows. Not only
that's unfortunate.
be like, oh, I won't be there. Oh,
honestly, it's because I'm going to be in Florida that week.
Damn. You know what? I don't know. Oh.
Yeah. No, it is the lady's birthday. So
okay, so it's not all bad.
Yeah, no, it's going to visit Vixie for her birthday for the big 4-0 for her. So
you know what? Honestly, that's better than WrestleMania Hell Week. But you can watch our chaos unfold though from when you get the chance. But
absolutely.
No, and speaking of chaos, there's about to be a lot of chaos tomorrow because we talked about it, how WWE is like really irritating me, but we're still doing a watch along for Elimination Chamber. And the only reason I am doing this is because I'm not doing this by myself. We are doing a triple crossover with our two podcasting friends, Nick, who of course was in the chat derailing us as much as he could. No, but Nick is the proprietor and the owner of the Nick Happy Hour Wrestling podcast that him and his wife do. And we will also be joined by If We Had the Pencil podcast, which is our new friends Matt and Sean, two military vets who talk about storytelling and how WWE irritates them and sometimes gives them good stuff. So it's really fun to watch them be really hilarious to watch. And I'm really lucky to get to know all these folks. And we're doing the watch along for Elimination Chamber. So if you want to watch shenanigans, if you want to watch us curse, if you want to watch us like just talk absolute amounts of shit, or watch me record it all because then it makes great clips for later, then tune in tomorrow. But and that's going to be at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern. But we have a jam-packed week coming up because we got AEW stuff, NXT go home before Vengeance Day, CMLL. We have a hair versus hair match happening tonight that we're going to cover, which is crazy because CMLL rarely does those unless it's warranted. And guys, we're either going to see Angel de Oro or Johnny Mundo, John Morrison, lose his hair. Yes,
okay,
we'll talk
okay. We know exactly who's going to win that match because there's no way Johnny Mundo is shaving his head.
That's very true. But honestly, if he does lose, I will laugh my ass off and be like, down for the cause, Jonathan. But tune in Wednesday to figure out what went down for that. And then, of course, Friday we'll be back for TNA. And then in 2 weeks, we begin the crazy spring schedule as the New Japan crew will be back to review the new beginning, which is New Japan's first US show this year, in which, God, that card looks like a banger because you have Andrade versus Yota Tsuji. You have, Alec Price and you have Busta in the Brain versus Kushida and El Desperado. You have El Phantasmo versus Takeshita. I'm just like, God, is that card looks great. Athena versus Shuri for the women's title looks fantastic, and we're gonna be covering all that. But it is late for both of us here, so we're gonna get up on out of here. Thank you so much for tuning in. From all of us here at BC WrestlePod to you at home, remember, take care of yourself, love one another, stay iconic, and more importantly than anything, you always deserve to finish your story. We'll see you tomorrow for our Elimination Chamber watch along. But until then, sayonara, adios, and until next time, peace.